What's up, everybody? Dave Bartosiak here, and I have another chart of the day. But I got to tell you, I lied to you. Because yesterday, I thought I was going to talk about, some Chinese stocks. And then I realized, well, we already talked about Alibaba a couple weeks ago. So let's go with something new. Something new, but very old, very popular. Tesla. Why am I talking about Tesla? Well, you got the Robotaxi event coming up tomorrow. So that's going to be huge. And for those of you that don't know, Robotaxi is basically their, autonomous taxi service that they've been working on. So they're doing some updates, trying to make that happen. Because I don't know about you, but it'll be nice to just hop in a cab and get, carted off to wherever it is I'm going, and not have to worry about a driver falling asleep, running into other people or something like that. Let the robot do it. No, in all seriousness, we're hoping that technology, autonomous tech, is so good, autonomous driving tech, that we don't have to worry about silly things like accidents in the future. Of course, that's a utopian dream. Let's take a look at the not-so-utopian chart of Tesla. And what I've done here is give it a nice, big fuchsia line that I just drew on top of the 200-day moving average. That is sort of the center of everything I look at. Now, compared to other stocks, though, the Tesla shares love to bounce around that 200, right? In many cases, it's like it treats the 200-day like the 50-day. So most stocks, you'll see them go up and down around their 50-day moving average, right? Because the 50-day moves more than the 200-day. So it makes sense that they would kind of overshoot it, undershoot it, overshoot it, undershoot it. And when you put Bollinger Bands on these things, then you kind of see what's happening. But usually a 200-day is a little bit more of a longer-term support and resistance sort of deal. Tesla, there's just so many eyes on it that I think there's just so much reversion to the mean that takes place. These algos do, and they're constantly bouncing this thing around, right? Now, if only we could perfectly trade these arrows, then we'd be bazillionaires. But we don't, so we're not. All right, so what I want to point out here. High all the way up over $400 in September 2021. Since then, you really have a downtrend, a series of lower highs. And you could break this up into a couple of different ones, right? First, we could do this version, right? And that trend line that was lots of negative resistance, we'll draw that again, ended up sort of being support, right, on this latest one. So now you have a different channel that's developing, broke through that channel. Now we have another channel that's developing. But could this be the channel that actually switches and reverses, and eventually Tesla's going to come higher? We don't know, but it would take something like Robotaxi in order to get it out of its malaise. Now, big picture, obviously shares skyrocketed from 2019 until 2022. A really huge move there. And then a nasty pullback. I mean, that is about as nasty as it gets. I don't care who you are. So we draw a quick little fib here, right? From these lows to these recent highs. And we're going to work off of this smaller one. And what do we see? Well, first, real support level just beneath that 38.2. Tick down there. Fail to get higher. Come down to 50% retracement. Bump its head. Fail to break out from the 23.6. Comes back down to 61.8. Again, bouncing within these fibs. 78.6. That's kind of been the line in the sand. And this sure feels like things have changed. It's like a different phase of Tesla when compared to this previous one. So you can look at it, you can sort of segment it out like this, right? We have a bullish phase from January till about July of 2023. Then you have a bearish phase from then until April of this year. And now you have another bullish phase that's taking place. Now the question is, where does this bullish phase die out, right? I'm going to pull the fibs off of this just to make it look a little clearer. And like I said, folks, this is a Fibonacci retracement. So we partner up here with TradingView on Zacks.com. So on our interactive charts tab, this is what you get. I literally popped this out of our interactive charts tab. So this is just free for anybody that's on the site. Now I could draw fib extensions up here, but I don't want us to get too excited. And I want to take these fibs out so that we have a clearer picture. Because what I want to see right now is a retest of this 300 level. Oh, I went pink. Oh, that's the highlighter, not the pen. All right, there we go. 300 level. 270 previous high, a little bit over 260 was previous high. This is the bear case, of course. Hey, there's a series of lower highs. But this bull case, this developing trend where they are just buying these dips, bought at the 200-day, push it through the 50-day, bought it again at the 50-day, right? And when you have this external event like we have today of the Robotaxi, sure feels like the pressure is going to be to the upside, which would be a good thing, right? So, ahead of that major risk event, obviously the 250 is going to be key. I would look at option chains and see, how much volume is going out of that 250. I bet you it's astronomical. I bet you there's actually a lot of action happening up here also. So I'm pretty bullish on this heading into this event. I think 300 is a good target initially if things start to get really well. I'd put my stop south of this 50-day moving average. It's down at 225. Why? If it, whips around that, why am I doing that? Well, because you see, that came into play here and the market bounced from there. So if I'm playing this a little bit more conservatively, I can go long and strong here with a stop down here in the hopes that we hit, 300 to the upside, right? So I do note, though, however, we did, fill this gap. And now we're still kind of in this gap, right? What's the bottom of it? The July 23rd gap, 245.63. Earlier today, we got to 247.43, and we're chopping around 245-ish. So we're still kind of in this world here. So that's going to provide a little bit of short-term resistance. If they could fight through that, which has been trying to fight over 250, hasn't had the chance, this is exactly a sort of event that would do so. I think you get over 250, and these levels fall very quickly on the way up. Risk on, let's go. If there's good news, that's the big if. Is the news going to be good enough to convince people that now is, in fact, the time to load the boat on Tesla? I guess we're going to find out over the course of the next couple days. Well, there you have it for my chart of the day. Be sure to follow the author. There's a button over here on Zach's website somewhere here. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and come back next week. That's when my next video is going to be. I'm going to do next Tuesday after the storm passes and everybody's safe and sound. We'll go ahead and do another video then. So for everybody here at Zachs.com, I'm Dave Bartosiak, and I'll see you all next week.